This is a deep and multidimensional analysis of Venezuela's systemic transition in 2026. Through the convergence of various astrological oracles and archetypes, we decode the invisible forces that shape the fall of Nicolás Maduro and the reorganization of power in the hands of Donald Trump, under the watchful eye of Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping. The Grand Code of 2026, the Hemispheric Reorganization, the Eclipse of Sovereignty. January 3, 2026, was not just the day of a high-profile arrest. It was the moment when the chalk circle of South American geopolitics was redrawn. The capture of Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, represents the collapse of an era and the birth of a new model of territorial management. To understand how we got here, we need to look beyond what the cameras show. We need to understand the frequency of the cards and the stars that govern this board. Tell me in the comments which city or country you are watching this video from. Now let's put the cards on the table. The Magician, Tarot, Gemini, Zodiac signs, Pisces, Gypsy Tarot, Taurus, Zodiac signs, Old Black Man, Umbanda Tarot, Capricorn, Zodiac signs, the Hawk, Animal Spirit, Aries, Zodiac signs, the Cauldron, Natural Witch Oracle, Scorpio, Zodiac signs, the Snake, Gypsy Tarot, Virgo, Zodiac signs, Ogun, Umbanda Tarot, Leo, Zodiac signs, the World, Tarot, Aquarius, Zodiac signs. 1. The narrative and the domain of the image. Oracle. Tarot, the Magician, Major Arcana, I. Sign, Gemini, communication and duality. At the top of this pyramid of events, we find Donald Trump operating under the frequency of the Magician. This card does not speak of miracles, but of manual skill and mastery of the elements. Trump used all the tools at his disposal, media, military force, and impactful diplomacy, to sell the world a specific version of the facts. Under the rulership of Gemini, the narrative was dual. While the world celebrated the liberation of a people, the Magician operated the silent transfer of assets. The wizard Trump convinced public opinion that removing Maduro was the only moral path. However, the duality of Gemini reveals that truth has two faces. The moral triumph serves to mask the urgent need for U.S. economic stabilization, using Venezuela as the new engine of American growth. 2. Underground currents and real money. Oracle. Gypsy Tarot, the Fish, card 33. Sign, Taurus, the possession and resources of the earth. If the Magician is the image, the fish represents profit. In the Gypsy Tarot, this card speaks of financial abundance and capital flow. Here, the focus shifts from ideology to the field of Taurus, the physical possession of strategic oil and mineral reserves. The fall of Maduro was sustained by the need to redirect the flow of fish, money. For years, this flow fueled Vladimir Putin's coffers and Xi Jinping's technological needs. The 2026 intervention was a maneuver to cut those threads. Taurus does not accept instability in what is rightfully theirs by force. The chains that bound Maduro to the east were broken so that Venezuelan wealth could finally be fished by the Western market. 3. Spiritual cleansing and the axe of power. Oracle, Umbanda Tarot, Old Black Man, Wisdom and Evolution. Sign, Capricorn, Structure and Time. On the level of deep structures, the energy of the Old Black Man teaches us that everything has its time under the sun. Maduro believed his structure was eternal, but forgot the patience of Capricorn. The Old Black Man represents the wisdom that understands that a rotten tree needs to fall so that the soil can be renewed. The capture of Maduro and Cilia Flores functions as an institutional discharge. The energy of Capricorn demands order and hierarchy. For the international system, the previous government became an igun, a backward energy that hindered the continent's evolution. American intervention is interpreted here as a heavy hand that comes to carry out the necessary cleansing, imposing a new discipline that the Maduro government was unable to maintain. 4. The instinct for survival and predation. Oracle, animal spirit, the hawk. Sign, Aries, the initiative and the attack. The speed of the January 3rd operation bears the signature of the hawk. In nature, the hawk observes from above and dives with surgical precision. This is the energy of Aries, impetuous action, the first sign that doesn't ask permission to enter. Donald Trump acted with predatory instinct to preempt Vladimir Putin. American intelligence acted like the hawk's gaze, realizing that if it didn't attack at that moment, Venezuela would be lost forever to Xi Jinping's Asian bloc. The hawk captured its prey, Maduro, and lifted it into the skies, leaving the other predators on the ground, astonished by the speed of the attack. 5. The secrets of the swamp and the hidden magic. Oracle, oracle of the natural witch, the cauldron, transformation and secrets. Sign, Scorpio, the hidden and regeneration. Much is said about what was hidden in the waters and depths of the Venezuelan jungles. The cauldron of the natural witch is where everything is transformed and where secrets are boiled. Under the regency of Scorpio, this part of the reading deals with the underworld, the trafficking routes, the secret uranium deposits, and the blood deals made by Maduro and Cilia Flores. The cauldron has been turned over. What was hidden is coming to light, but not to the public. Trump and his allies are using these unscrupulous discoveries in the cauldron to blackmail the rest of the Chavista resistance. Scorpio shows that Maduro's capture is a symbolic death necessary for the country's regeneration to occur under the control of those who now hold the secrets of the cauldron. 6. The silence of the global elders. Oracle, Gypsy Tarot, the Serpent, card 7. Sign, Virgo, silent analysis and strategy. While the U.S. celebrates, the serpent slithers silently among the flowers. This card represents Xi Jinping's intelligence and Vladimir Putin's coldness. In the sign of Virgo, the strategy is meticulous and detailed. The serpent does not attack when it loses territory. It retreats and waits for the right moment to inject its venom. The silence of China and Russia regarding Maduro's arrest is not acceptance. It is Virgo's analysis. They are recalculating debts. The serpent suggests that Maduro was handed over in exchange for something bigger elsewhere in the world. There was a swapping of skins. Venezuela is the old skin that the global serpent has left behind to focus on more vital organs. 7. The awakening of military structures. Oracle, Umbanda Tarot, Ogum, the warrior of the law. Sign, Leo, leadership and pride. The trumpet of the new order has sounded for the Venezuelan army through the energy of Ogum. The Lord of Roads and Battles demands order. With the fall of Maduro, figures like General Padrino Lopez are placed under the light of Leo. The judgment here is not to punish, but to summon. The Venezuelan military is being called upon to change king. Leo speaks of loyalty to whoever holds the crown. As the crown is now under Trump's influence, Ogum's energy directs the soldiers to open the way for foreign capital. The leonine pride of the army is maintained, as long as they accept the new hierarchy imposed by the warrior of the North. 8. The new map of the world. Oracle, Tarot, the world, major arcana vitamin. Sign, Aquarius, the collective and the future. Finally, the world closes the cycle. This card represents total integration and the conclusion of a stage. In the sign of Aquarius, we speak of a new technological era and global supply networks. The fate of Nicolás Maduro and Cilia Flores is now just a footnote in the grand design of the world. Venezuela has been integrated into the Aquarian network of strategic resources. The world shows that isolated national sovereignty is dead. The future demands that countries like Venezuela be managed as resource hubs for the global collective, or at least for the collective led by whoever won this round. Conclusion: the checkmate of the stars and the cards. In short, the fall of Nicolás Maduro was an event astrologically designed to occur at the moment when the economic resistance of the West reached its limit. Maduro tried to balance the weight of Taurus, resources, with the volatility of Gemini, narratives, but was swallowed up by the precision of Aries, Trump's attack, and the silence of Virgo, Putin's withdrawal. The era of ideology has given way to the era of mineral efficiency. The cauldron of transformation has been lit, and from it will emerge a technocratic Venezuela, stabilized by fear and driven by profit. Nicolás Maduro and Cilia Flores now live in the shadow of the world, while the restarted chessboard begins to move the pieces for the next great conflict over resources. What do you feel when you see the end of this era from the perspective of these oracles? Is the stability brought by the iron fist a fair price for order? Spiritual message: the symphony of time, the awakening of nations. Spirituality teaches us that what happens on the chessboard of men is merely a reflection of vibrational adjustments necessary for the balance of the earth. The fall of Nicolás Maduro and the rise of new forces under the baton of Donald Trump are not just political events, but the fulfillment of the law of return and impermanence. The lesson of the old black man, the fall of the dry tree. The old black man whispers to us that no structure based on ego or oppression is eternal. Under the force of Capricorn, time is the master of reason. When a leadership disconnects from the heart of its people and gets lost in the vanity of Leo, the universe sends the necessary discharge. The removal of Maduro is, spiritually, the cleansing of an institutional egon, a stagnant energy that needed to be transmuted so that the soil of Latin America could vibrate again at a new frequency. The hawk and the precision of destiny. The instinct of Aries and the vision of the hawk remind us that the divine also manifests itself in swiftness. Sometimes transmutation does not come through silence, but through the precise attack that breaks the chains of Taurus, material goods, and Scorpio, the secrets of the underworld. The cauldron of the natural witch is boiling, transforming the shadows of Venezuela into light, even if the cooking process is painful and intense. The silence of the serpent and the law of balance. While the world screams, the forces of Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping retreat into the energy of the serpent and Virgo. Spiritually, this teaches us the wisdom of silence. Not every loss is a defeat. Sometimes it is a strategic surrender to maintain peace in other spheres. Spirituality sees no borders. It sees flows of energy. What leaves the hands of one enters the destiny of another under the supervision of Ogun, who ensures that the law is fulfilled, even if through the paths of men. The world and the age of Aquarius. Unification. We are moving towards the arcane. The world. The final message is one of unification. The era of isolated sovereignty and wounded pride is being replaced by the network of Aquarius. The destiny of Venezuela shows us that we are all a single organism. If one part falls ill, the whole body moves to heal. May we understand that behind the shadows of power and the pursuit of profit, the fish, there is a supreme intelligence organizing the pieces. May peace reach the hearts of the Venezuelan people, and may this stabilization not only be in the coffers, but in the spirit of each brother and sister who seeks the light after the eclipse. The order arrived by the iron fist, but may justice be done by the heart of the Father. Sarava, Amen, and may there be light. Do you feel that this transition brings real hope for spiritual renewal to the continent? Or do you still fear the shadows that the cauldron is revealing? Thank you for following this exclusive revelation to the end. Your presence here proves that you seek the hidden truth. To not miss the next pieces of this geopolitical and spiritual chessboard, subscribe now, activate notifications, and share this knowledge with those who need to awaken. Explore the videos that appear on the screen and delve deeper into the mysteries we have already revealed here on the channel. Leave your comment with the city where you are watching from and suggest which themes or public figures you would like to see under the light of our oracles. Your interaction is the key to continuing to decipher tomorrow, so click on the next video and continue your journey of clarity with us.